Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, back into Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2, our slug match with the Soviet AI. We're now into October of 1942. When I left you yesterday, we were just making our way down to Army Group South, which is now composed of Army Group A and Army Group B, so we'll be looking over that. We've got a big breakthrough, a Soviet breakthrough all the way to the south near Odessa, which I'm kind of over. You can kind of see there. We'll be trying to deal with that the best we can. I was going to say we'll be dealing with that. Well, you never quite know. Hi, Tim. What's up, Anthony? Good evening to you. Hey, Peter. Good to see you. Thank you guys for dropping by. Should be an interesting episode. We've decided we're going to soldier on here. I sit in my wolf's lair on the U.S. West Coast. It's a very nice 85 out here today. Not to make any of you jealous. I know that winter quickly approaching, but strangely enough, in California, our warmest months are October and November, at least where I live. As my dad always says, there's all kinds of micro, what's he call? I don't know, he calls them micro weather areas. So, it's different every place up and down the coast, but it is absolutely beautiful here today. But that doesn't keep me away from Gary Grigsby. You know that. I'm his biggest fan. Anyway, thank you guys for dropping by. Hey, Jan, what's up? Yes, Papa, I know we got our first presents today from the grandparents. They can't wait to buy presents. Now, my wife's essentially 4 months pregnant, and the grandparents are already sending. I don't know. We got like rattles in the mail, and I don't know what else. We got this big Amazon shipment of all kinds of stuff. I'm glad the supply chain issues didn't hold that back. Hey, Battle of Geezer, Salty is here. Salty Dodger, I will get back to War in the West, especially now that Warplan Pacific game. I've called it dead. I never got another turn back. Again, I'm not blaming the guy I was playing. The game has been patched many times, and that causes you not to be able to play the current game. So it's possible that that's what's going on. Oh, thanks, Sonny Jim. So Sonny's talking about the War in the West tutorials. Yeah, I will get back to those. I was playing 3 games there for a while. That's probably too much. I probably just need to be playing 2 games and at least trying to play those well. Anyway, we'll see. That War in the Pacific game, if you guys haven't watched that, that's a good one. That's a good one. Anyway, let's jump out to the map. I gave it 2 or 3 minutes, which I try to do at the start. It's not just to hear myself talk, or maybe it is, but that's my excuse anyway, is I want everybody to get here. And I thought this time, so when I had left you last time, we were kind of, right in here maybe. I had moved some Hungarians down. I've got some Hungarians up here. You never want that. You don't want them protecting Kiev, but we kind of don't have a great option. The Soviets seem to have pulled some of their strength out of this area, probably because they're getting quite extended down here. Now they're extended with strength, but that being said, it's not quite as dire in this area, so they pulled out a little bit. I do have this static division that I actually want to take up, put that in Kiev, and then move a corps down here next turn. Next turn. So I think we'd actually stopped right here because I see some movement points available. So we'll get back to that, but this time I actually wanted to work in reverse. But before we do that, Kalo had actually pointed out a couple of good ideas here. One is Kalinin. I just wanted to make sure we didn't have a depot up here. We don't. All right, so that depot, what Kayla was saying is if we did have a depot there, we'd want to destroy it. We don't want to just leave that for the Soviets. So when you have a depot in a place, you can go right up here. You can click on the depot. Then you can disband it. I said destroy. Technically it's called disband, but we never built one up here, mainly because it wouldn't have mattered. We didn't have a rail line that came up here, so it just didn't matter. All of this, after we go through this tonight, I'm going to go back and look at all this. I'm not sure if it's set up the way I want it to. Sometimes on the live stream, I just kind of say, well, you know what? It's time for me to move. You guys don't want to sit here and watch me scratch my head for half an hour. So I will go back up here and look at all this. I want to look at more of the logistics here, some of the headquartering. I think that we probably need to change some of the headquarters, especially in this area. And I need to start thinking about, can we get some of this out of here and up towards Smolensk potentially? Do we scoot up there? I mean, this may break through this time, for instance. So anyway, I mean, there's a lot to do there. We've also got rail that's back here, and I thought maybe we'll just go ahead and do the rail really quickly. Now, if we look at the rail situation, let's click off of that for a second, click back on, and let's do map info and look at the rail. You know, you can see when you click on a rail unit, the stuff that could be repaired kind of in its general vicinity. Um, you know, we've got a lot of this now built up back here. One thing that we need to do this time is to make sure that rail line in the south is getting all the way out to D-Town and Z-Town. We'll be doing that as well. I could build this here. I'm trying to locate the big towns in my head here. We've got Warsaw up to Brest-Litovsk. Okay, so that's connected. If we connect right here, we get to a major rail. So I think that's what we want to do. And we'll just right-click and R, right-click and R, and up we go. And now we've made it to that major rail to connect Warsaw, Brest-Litovsk, all the way up to Minsk, and then Minsk all the way up to Vitebsk and Smolensk, Orsha, so on and so forth, Mogilev. So that's good. I think, I mean, we could go back and get some of this potentially. Do we need to? I mean, sometimes it's a law of diminishing returns, right? I mean, we've got a lot of major rail that heads out this way, but we probably should go ahead and try to get it if we can. Like, you know, starting back here and moving to the east with all of this, or maybe some of this up here in the north. So while I'm here, I'm actually just going to move there. How many movement points do I have left? 2. Okay, so right there, that's the end of that guy. And then here, he could kind of work back and over and around. We will want to build some depots out in this area to get these troops, you know, freighted the best we can. Now, they've already got one up here, I believe. And if I hit N, yeah, so we've got a depot there. We've got one here, but it's not hooked in yet. Where's that rail line? Oh, it's this right here. So that would hook in if I get all of this. So why don't we move to the east with this guy? I could move backwards, but I've also got, I mean, I've got 3 of them right in this area. So this guy could move out here, or he could do these. What's the best way to do this? I think I want this hooked in. I mean, we've got a lot of units out here. So let's go over here. And let's R that and R that. You see we've got a secondary rail there that's also helping. So that's good. And then we've got this rail. You can see this rail is showing up as red and orange. So it's actually quite taxed. But we got to repair this right here. We've got a major rail that's running through here that we'll want to connect into this. So let's just move straight down with this guy. R. And then it breaks off into 2 here. I don't know. Let's do R, R. We'll just get all of it if we can. Okay, and then that's the end of his. And next time we'll try to get all of this rail spur here, and then we'll start moving out here towards this depot and towards Kiev to the extent we can. I think this does make it through all the way to Kiev. So that looks good. Okay, check out the comments. Rail, at least in the center, is done. Hey, what's up, Big Head Valley? How are you? Erzbeck, yes, the rail stuff does. I'm glad that they do it in this game, though, and make you deal with it. So I think that's fun. Um, yeah, I think. Jan, don't be scared. I kid, I kid. I'm a little scared myself. No, I think we're okay. I don't want to oversell it. We've got to deal with that situation in the South. But if we can get that dealt with, and that's a big if, I mean, he's in good shape there, then we got to come back and patch up this Smolensk area. This got a little out of control because we were trying to hold on to this, and we moved a lot of infantry up here. We're going to have to move that back down. But when we do that, we'll have a lot of troops that we can kind of put on this front line. We can also fill in back here a little bit around the Veliki Luki area. but we can take some of the blue here. That's Fourth Army. You can come down here. Oh, another thing Kalo said is we need to get rid of assault armies. And that's true. Why is that? If you're not as familiar with the game, well, assault armies, if we just click on Second Panzer Army, you can see that's an assault army now, right? He can command more troops. That also helps if we look at one of his units. This is in Fourth Army. When it comes to these prep points here, they rebuild faster when you're an assault army. The downside is they can't dig in. Now, you may not want your motorized to dig in anyway, but we do have infantry armies. I think Fourth Army. Nope, it's not an assault army. I think they're both in the south. I think it's the 6th and the 11th. They're not able to really dig in. And that's a disadvantage now. I mean, because we're certainly on the defensive, and it would help in these areas. If these guys are digging. Now, this must, because they've dug a little bit down here. Anyway, we'll get back to that. But it was a good point to make. All right, let's go over here to the Kerch Peninsula because I'm going to work backwards. All right. Now, I was not able to hook this up, which I really should get something up here and hook this in because this is killing our truck situation out here and their supply situation. And we're really, I mean, we're 2 hexes away from doing that. So as soon as I have this rail unit he's got to repair this hex. Once he does that, yes, I want some other things repaired, but we're going to be falling back to this area. And if you look, we've got a lot of this repaired. Now, we definitely want to take back control of this rail line and repair that up to D-Town. But that's in the future. I think what we'll do is repair this time, have this guy hop, skip, and jump down the rail, repair into this next turn, and then the turn after that we'll bring him back up. Okay, so what are we going to do in the Kerch Peninsula, or what do I want to do? Now, I know that most people, their opinion is to drop back here and help, right? And I totally get that. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but I'm not going to do it. And I'll tell you why. I think we're still in okay shape out here. We have quite a bit of strength. We've got a lot of units. I don't know how strong we are because we've got a lot of Romanians and we've got Italians. We've got one strong German unit in here, etc., etc. But I'm going to keep trying to push at Krasnodar and Mykop. Okay. Again, I know that that's not necessarily popular, but why am I going to do it? Well, we're going to try to win the game. And if by some chance, when we fall back here, we're not able to hold D-Town and Z-Town, I think that's pretty much game over. We won't know the points until next turn and what we're trying to hold off, but at least for this turn, I'm going to keep them out there in an offensive posture. If next turn we see we could potentially even lose these two and be okay, I may drop them back. But so that's part A. Part B, or number 2, right? Part A, number 2. No, part A, part B. That's part A. Part B is we've got a lot of strength that's going to be moving back over here to help with this. Bringing these Romanians back or these Italians back is probably not going to be what changes the balance of power out here. It's going to be bringing all of these troops to the west. So I think I'm going to continue at least for one turn trying to push a little bit out here if we can. If we can. So, well, when you say on the defensive, I mean, okay, I mean, technically, yes, we're going to still be trying to make pockets. We're not completely in a defensive posture, and I'm probably not going to change the motorized units out of assault armies. I'll probably keep them assault armies because we're probably going to have them hold up in towns when it gets really cold. I hope. I hope. All right, let's start down here. We're going to stay on the offensive down here for a turn. I've got the big German 3rd Mountain Division, right? Here we've got rough terrain. That's exactly what you want them attacking into. We've also got 3rd Romanian Mountain Division. That's another 8,000 men. And we've got an Italian Mountain Division. So we've got all the mountain divisions down here trying to push into the mountains. Imagine that. But I think if we can start to pressure around this way, he may have to drop troops here and we can kind of, push up towards Krasnodar a little better. Now, one could argue we should take this German unit, move it over here, and lead the spearhead, but he gets a bonus in the rough, and so I'm going to try to use that if I can. Now, I'm just going to use these 2 units and try to attack right here. Yes, okay. Let's try to attack there and see if we move this unit out. And we do. We route it. Excellent. So 15, 23, 21, and 14. We blew that out of there. Now he's got a guards division here. I believe it's a division. Yeah, it's 2nd Guards Rifle. Okay, so we used up the movement points of those others. I'm going to move the Italians into that hex, okay, and try to move this way a little bit. Now, can the Germans move? Well, we don't know because we're triple stacked here. Let's take one of the mountain divisions and get into that hex. So I'm going to, try to push a little bit with the Italians here. Now, can that German division get there? It can. Excellent. Okay, so I will actually take the other Italian mountain division, move it there. Now I've got regular Italian infantry there, and I've got 2 other Italian mountain divisions. I really probably would want to switch that, right? But we'll get to that. Let's move the German division forward. All right. Trying to push, trying to push. Next turn, we'll be trying to take this out. And then if we can start getting down the coast, what I'm hoping is he, kind of swings his line this way, and we can maybe push from the south of the Kuban, maybe to the north. I mean, these Romanian troops aren't that strong. Let's keep that in mind. All right, so we have normal Italian division there. Let's take the stronger of the 2 Italian mountain units here and put this down here as well. All right, so we're triple stacked, I believe, in both places with all mountain units except for this guy. Now, we have one more mountain unit here, and I kind of wonder if I should put him there and take the infantry guy. Now, he's got 9,000 troops. This has only got 5,500. He's not as strong, certainly. What is this? What is this hex? This is rough. That's rough. Okay. Yeah, I think even though this is a stronger technically this is a stronger unit, I actually maybe would want to put him up here with the Romanians, but let's drop him there for a second, and let's put the Italian mountain division there, and then we've got a Romanian mountain division kind of follow along behind them. We've got all of our headquarters down here. We've got Romanian infantry there with 10,000 troops. You can see these guys just are in bad supply. I mean, 14,000 or 14%, 19%, 16%. We have got to build this deep. We got to get this depot hooked up, obviously, right? Here's the Alpini headquarters. I'm going to move that up so he's right behind these guys. Make sure it's all Alpini. Alpini. He's not. So let's put him in the... Oh, I've got him with the Germans. That makes sense too. With the German command, Alpini. Okay, well, actually, let's look at this for a second and see their commander. It's the Shadow Man. If you've ever watched the X-Files, it's the Smoking Man. It's Umberto Mondino. All right, Umberto, what do you got? 5, 5, 4, and 4. No. Let's put them in German command if we can. That's 4th Romanian. 3rd Romanian. Okay, where is that German command? It's around here somewhere. It is not there. Gosh darn it, where the heck? Is it down here? There it is. Okay. Oh. He's got the Italian infantry. Oh, I see what I did here. Okay. Interesting. He's got, and when he commands things that are not German, it costs 3 points, right? Instead of 2. So he's got 3 Italian divisions under his command. This guy. Okay, so he's already at 11 of 9. I don't like that. Alpini. Let's put him in Alpini. And now we've got the German max pretty much out. I mean, he's at 8 of 9. Okay. All right, let's look at these Romanian troops. 19th ID is the strongest of them all. It's representing a 4 on the offense, 4, 1, and 1. See what they look like if they're just defensive. 35, okay? Well, it's not bad. We're triple stacked both ways here, but we would have to attack across the river. If we take the units off, you can see the river runs right through here. All right. Now here is a Soviet hex with a double, airfield. Nothing's in that. And I think what we want to do is move here and get past him here a little bit. All right. Really move that, I don't think. Or, let's see, 78. This is first guard.